is Nzani Kassim Zani. I'm from Kwale County, and I'm the founder and the president of the Hijabi Mentorship program. So we are a community-based organization championing for peace and development. We focus on areas of sexual reproductive health rights, gender-based violence, countering violent extremism, and economic empowerment of young people in marginalized communities, specifically focusing on women and youth. So our mission is to reduce the social and economic inequalities in our communities. My personal objective is to empower young people, not just as learners, but also as educators, advocates, and leaders.
Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Necklace Forum, and today we have a lovely guest, young guest again, and she's going to talk to us about her foundation mentoring young girls. And I think I get very excited when I see young people mentoring other young people, because that way we are growing a new nation. Karibu sana Nzani.
Thank you so much.
I'm so excited to meet you again after Miss President.
Me too. I'm like, wow, I'm just coming across my mentor, and now we are just seated here having a conversation. Thank you so much. It's a privilege.
It's a privilege too, you know, when you've met people before and now you see this is truly who they are and this is what they're doing.
Yeah.
I think it's another level of, you're not just mentoring the youth. I think even other older people, when they look at what you're doing, I think people get encouraged to see that the future is bright.
This means a lot coming from you.
Yeah.
You really shaped me. You challenged me and you got me here. Yeah.
So, tell me, what exactly are you doing with Hijab mentorship program?
Yeah.
And even with the girls in Kwale, there's a lot you're doing. But before that, tell me about yourself.
A journalism major actually from USIU. I graduated last year. But as a person, I'm very passionate about peace. I'm passionate about development, especially in the grassroots level.
So tell me about the Hijab mentorship program.
So the Hijabi Mentorship Program is a community-based organization. Actually, most people usually think it's a foundation, but it's a community-based organization. We're registered in Kwale County, and we work on the area of the social sector development. We focus on sexual reproductive health rights, gender-based violence, countering violent extremism, and most importantly, as a solution process, economically empowering young people. And our focus are mainly marginalized people, young people, and women, because coming from Kwale County, so Kwale County, we have a lot of issues going on in Kwale County. Poverty rate is high. Education, we are lagging behind because of high rates of school dropouts. We still do not have a value for education. And early marriages, I'm pretty sure you've heard about the teenage pregnancies. And as much as we have the tourism industry, which is very good, it still has its own challenges that it's bringing to us. We have drug abuse coming high, child sexual tourism. So we have a lot of issues that are going on in Kwale County, which personally I felt they're really affecting the young people more. So I just sat back and after my graduation, even right before my graduation, I sat back and I asked myself, what are we doing? Because I feel like I'm speaking from a position of privilege. I've had an opportunity where I have parents who are willing to support me, my education, take me to really good schools, not because I went to USIU, not because my parents are really rich, but because sacrifices had to be made. They figured the value of education, but I have friends who never had that. And it's very unfortunate. Where I come from, my village, there are very few. Actually, I think I'm literally the only girl who has been to university. I'm trying to think hapo kwenye village. Thank you. So it's very sad, you know, like I grew up with these people and now most of them my age mates, they have 3 children, and it's okay completely to have but it's more of what else is going on in your life. It's very devastating, like the living standards. So I said, we can sit here and complain from our position of privilege and talk about it, but there's something we can do about it as young people, especially when other young people see what we are doing, they're more likely to join us. So when we started we just had 5 volunteers, and it was more like, guys, I have this amazing idea. Are you going to join us? And be like, yes, let's do this. And we just started slowly. We started with mentorships in schools, high schools and primary schools. And then before we knew it, we started structuring the organization, coming up with policies, approaches. And finally we got registered. So I will say it has been a road, honestly, and because this is the first organization I've ever founded and the first organization I've chaired, so it's more like most of the things I'm learning as I go along.
But I think that's quite exciting. And also, I wanted to ask, who is the we? But you said you're the 5 volunteers. So the 5 volunteers, you came together, and together you registered this hijab.
So when we started, we were 5. But then as we were going along, more young people were approaching us, wanting to join our cause. We were like, we want to be part of this. So at some point, we had to accept more young people, because Kwale is a big county, like 5 people. I don't think, I mean, you can do a lot as a person, but you can do more when you are a
many
group.
people.
So we when we registered, we were around 30 young people.
Wow,
so
nice.
Volunteering.
And all of you are still together doing the same?
Yes, so we have some who have left, actually. So these are the challenges. We have people who left and formed their own groups. You know,
which is normal part of structures. When something is starting, there will always be many people, and then some people will drop off, and then others will also join in. But I think the beautiful thing is, if you can have at least out of the 30, 10 people who stick there from the beginning.
We actually have 24.
That's great. I think that then you're doing very well. Most people always have 30% left are the ones who stick with people through the journey. So you're doing quite well.
Thank you.
So tell me, yes, you've talked about like you go to schools, you talk to young people. But Kwale is also known, like you have said, to be having a high percentage of teenage pregnancies. What do you think is the cause of this?
Wow. So this is a very sensitive topic, and I know my people will be watching this video. And you'll be flogging my timeline, but I'm getting used to having the tough conversations. So one of the problems we have in Kwale County, which is why we have an entire focus, we have a department that is focusing on sexual reproductive health rights. So we have for the adolescent, and we have for the other young people. So one thing we do not have in our community is sex education. We're a very conservative community. We have these rules, and we have these customs and cultural values and religious beliefs.
Before you go on, you are saying you do not have sex education yet. Sisi kutoka bara, we hear that people in the coast are the ones who are taught about sex.
When you are getting married, that is when you get taken to the Kungwi for 3 months.
3 months?
Yes, for 3 months to be taught about the process, But like when it comes to the teenagers, we shy away from this topic, which actually, when we were researching about this, we realized old people used to do this. Kitambo, they used to have sex education programs for people. For young people, like from 13, you get called and you're told, so you can't do this or you can't do this. But right now, in the current environmental or home setting, it's very rare for parents to sit you down or to have elders sit down with a group of people to have these conversations. So most of the time, parents shy away from talking about these things. And even teachers in schools are guarded when it comes to this subject, because consent has to be taken from the parent. So it's a very complicated situation. So even for us, it's a struggle, because parents have to be the ones to call us, because we have these village settings where we can have these conversations, but also it's determined by the different levels, because even sex education has its own curriculum. So what can you teach this age group? What can you do this? But it's more about, is the community willing to embrace this?
What exactly are you doing? Like, do you have steps in a program, or what kind of programs does Hijab do? Okay,
so the first one is the focusing on sexual reproductive health rights. We're raising awareness on the different sexual reproductive health rights that we have, and providing them with information and providing them access to services, because there are services that they need. Despite the fact that we may not have those services, we know organizations that provide those services, so we are like a contact person to them. But most importantly, the information. We just want young people to make decisions about their sexual life, their sexual health, from an informed position, not from a position where they don't know what's going on. And so that's the first program that's focusing on sexual reproductive health rights. We also have a program focusing on GBV. I don't know if you've heard, but we have high rising cases of gender-based violence in Kwale County, and unfortunately we don't talk about it because of the culture, and also because, so some people will blame it on religion, because like in our religion, the book of Islam, Quran says, if your wife does something wrong, the first thing you should do is tell her. The second thing you should do is to leave the matrimonial bed, like do not satisfy her sexually. The third one, you should spank her. So the spanking bit
comes
everyone
fast a lot
has
of times.
its own interpretation. Kuna the one who will decide to beat you with a fist, there is the one who will decide to cane you. So people have a different interpretation for the spanking. And most women are afraid to speak up because they feel like if I speak up about this, I'm going against my religion, because the religion says I'm supposed to be spanked. But so there's that going on. So
but also again, they don't have economic power, so there's nowhere they're going to go. So so GBV is really high. In fact, during COVID, there was these cases that were arising that now GBV is being related to witchcraft. I don't know if you've heard of this. So apparently, if you sleep with your daughter or person you're related to, you become a more powerful witch. Are you serious?
Yes, and witchcraft is a big deal in my community. We're a very superstitious community. So it's more of like parents, I would say parents or families are taking advantage of the situation.
When you talk about community, you're talking about which community exactly?
Kwale
community. Mijikenda community.
Yeah, Mijikenda.
Okay.
Yeah, so witchcraft is a big deal. So apparently when you sleep or you rape a person who is close to you, you become more powerful. So now that's what they're doing. And the worst part is they tell these young people, if you say anything about it, ntakuroga, like I'm going to bewitch you.
The sad thing about putting cultural issues into gender-based violence, it makes it seem right. Because now even the person who is feeling oppressed is like, oh, this is our culture. This is how it's supposed to be done. And that really makes it very sad. And
no one is willing to approach witchcraft. You know, witchcraft, people are like, mintarogwa, I don't want to die. I don't want to involve myself in that. If you're a witch, you do your business with your family. If you decide to ruin your daughter's life, I'm not going to be involved. I don't want to die either. Yes. So there are those rising cases of GBV, although our hands are kind of tied in that, because in the end of the day, there are cases like defilement where it's easy to approach, but then there's the domestic abuse. The victim has to be the one to come to you, because if the victim doesn't believe that they're being abused, it can be dangerous for you, because at some point you're going to be the hater. You know, the haters.
I know. I'm a victim of gender-based violence, and what you're saying is very true. No matter how much somebody tells you you need to leave, it's very hard, because there's always that willpower. Like I can always try. Let me keep trying. It's going to get better. And then when you put cultural issues, let me pray about it. So until somebody has the conviction to go and report, is then when they can leave. Wow. You guys are doing a lot.
We try, and the last program will be the one for CVE. We have a lot of gang
and
activities.
CVE, you mean?
Countering violent extremism. I'm very cautious in saying that.
I'll say it for you. So the other program about countering violent extremism. Tell me about that.
Well played. So we have issues. Kwale County, we have a lot of issues. Historical oppressions. We have issues on land, property ownership. We have issues of witchcraft. We combine that with albinism and witchcraft. We have issues of ethnic issues, like why are these people here? They shouldn't even be here, Wabara. So we have so many issues. And on top of that, we also have radicalization of young people into gang activities. In fact, Kwale is one of the hotspots of recruitment for the Al-Shabaab. So there is that. We have a lot of returnees coming back. I don't know if you heard of the recent case, the one that happened during Ramadan, where the police just came and ambushed a house and killed a number of people in that family. They were aiming for the man. So we have those kind of issues happening in the community. So peace and conflict becomes a very important part of us, because we believe without peace, then there's never going to be any form of development. And which is why, when you come to Pwani, you're going to hear of the Wadigo hawapendani. It's because we have so many conflict and issues that that were never resolved, that have been going from generation to generation, which is why peace and conflict resolution is very important to us. So we have this program that we initiate in Maskani basis, or we work with the balozi wa nyumba kumi and vikundi vya kina mama. So the main title of the program is Majibu Tunayo, to mean we have the solutions to our problems.
Right now you are in a mediation training workshop. Why is it so important to you to learn this?
Being young, a woman and a Muslim in the peace and conflict process is very, I would say, very challenging, because people look at you and they think you're too young. You're not informed. It's a sphere that has been dominated by men for a very long time. So there is the underestimating of like, sasa huyu mtoto mdogo ataniambia nini?
Especially kama ni wa kike.
Tena wa kike. Tena umevaa buibui, mtoto wa Kiislam, like, why don't you just go get married? Or like, why do you think you can stand in front of old people to speak and try to help us resolve our issues? So for me, I felt like this training was very important, because I don't perceive that as a setback. I perceive that as a challenge to grow. In the end of the day, respect is earned, right? I don't just expect them to give it to me. So it means I have to be better at what I do. And eventually, they're going to start embracing us. They've already, when we started, there were a lot of issues of, how are you doing this? Why are you a Hijabi organization? Why are you talking about sexual reproductive health rights? Why? But now they've started embracing us. They're calling us.
What is the meaning of hijab?
So hijab in that context means protection. Protection.
I always thought hijab means your dress.
It means the dress, the cover. So different people will interpret it differently, but hijab in that context has many different meanings. So in that context, specifically to mean protection and freedom. So as human rights defenders, we felt this is something that's going, and a lot of people are going to accommodate it, because we are Muslim, and it's also an opportunity for us to show people out there that now young Muslim women or Muslim people, young people are engaged in having these conversations, because I feel like for a very long time we have been quiet about matters that are happening in our societies.
Now coming to that, according to Muslim, you're supposed to be covering your whole face. And now what do they say when we can see your beautiful face out here?
I know. And the funny thing, okay, this is something that I started doing after Miss President. I started wearing them when I'm at home. The thing that closes my eyes.
The real hijab, as we know it.
As you know it, I usually wait a lot when I'm at home. I think more because of, Miss President all the time when I'm walking across. But yes, that's true. That's what we're supposed to wear. But then it feels like everything has evolved now, and everything is different. And even I, as a person, it's a journey. Hijab is always a journey. I never say I'm a perfect Muslim. I say Islam is perfect, but I'm just a passing by.
True.
So there are some things. Some people are comfortable, so I have friends who just wear like that all the time. For me, I wear like that when I'm comfortable, and some days I dress like this. But the good thing is the community, we're not that extremist in that.
Good.
So not many people wear that. More people wear like this, I would say.
Now, looking at you, you're 25, you just graduated, meaning you're highly educated in your community.
Yeah.
And now you have an organization that's countering a lot of anti-Muslim cultural issues.
Yeah.
Do you think, what are the prospects, let me say, of you getting married?
Oh my God. I'm under siege. I feel attacked.
You feel attacked. 25 beautiful, highly educated, and here you are, an activist again.
Honestly, I really don't know. It has really affected my dating life, I would say, because I think maybe I'm too intimidating, or I really never understand. So, okay, I'm going to speak on my perspective. I think there is a possibility of me getting married, because there are powerful men who are not afraid of powerful women, right?
Yeah.
And I believe powerful women are for powerful men. So there are men out there who I do not intimidate, and I hope you're watching this. So call me.
Guys, have you heard that? And if you are a lady and you're watching, you definitely know a guy who's not getting intimidated by this.
Yeah.
I mean, we have to build this nation together.
Very true, very true. But then in the community, I do get that a lot. Like, utolewa na nani, you know?
Yeah.
You're too outspoken, you're too daring, you're too aggressive. A lot of men are going to
Be scared
to approach you. But I'm like, if you are scared to approach me, then you're clearly not the man for me. I want a man who is comfortable in my aura, because I'm always going to have this power.
Who encourages you to be yourself.
Exactly. Yeah. So for me, it's a non-issue for now. For now. Yeah.
Your words to two different groups of people. Yeah. One, to that 13-year-old in Kwale.
Yeah.
And then I'd like you to talk to another fellow 25-year-old.
Wow, this is a deep question.
Yeah.
So to the 13-year-old, so should I look?
Yeah, you can look at her.
Okay. So to the 13-year-old, I feel you're going through a process in your life, still trying to figure yourself out. One thing I need you to know is you're not going to figure it out now, but you need to embrace the journey that you're on. And the first thing you need to do is to accept yourself, because I remember my 13-year-old self, I was going through a lot of identity crisis on which side do I want to belong, what do I want to do. So just focus on figuring out who you want, who you are, what you want to achieve, and work towards achieving what you want. So right now you should be asking yourself, where do I want to be when I'm 25? And then set the goals that are going to lead you to that objective. And yeah, basically don't let anyone steer you off the wheel. Just focus and give life your best shot.
Oh, wow. Wow.
So for the 25-year-old,
yeah,
I think we are the most traumatized generation. Literally, a lot of us are going through a lot. We are under so much pressure to succeed. We are under so much pressure to get things done. And you look on social media, you look on TV, and you see your friends doing these great things, and you feel lost. Sometimes you feel, maybe I'm not doing enough, or maybe there's more, maybe something is wrong with me. I just need you to know that we all have different journeys, literally. And even for us, the ones that you see right here, we're still trying to figure ourselves out. Even at 25, some days I wake up and I ask myself, what am I doing? Am I in the right path? Did I make the right choices in life? But most importantly is to be happy. At this point in life, I would say, life is short, honestly speaking. Be happy. So make the choices that you feel are leading you into your happiness. Find out your purpose. What do you want to achieve? Do you want to be happy? Do you want to make a lot of money? Do you want to get recognized? Do you want to create impact? Find your purpose and align your objectives and your missions towards that. I always say this all the time. Words have no meaning unless you take action.
Wow. Nzani, how old are you as well?
I'm an old soul.
Are you sure you are not a 70-year-old reincarnated?
I think so. Yeah.
That's a lot of words of wisdom. I think I'm above 25, but I'm taking in some of that.
Thank you. It really means a lot, honestly, coming from you.
True. What you've said, I think, means a lot. I mean, in this life, you choose your priorities.
Yeah.
What makes you happy, or what makes you peaceful, and what exactly do you want? Do you want to make money, or do you want to make babies?
Oh,
you know?
And go for it.
And go for it. If making babies make you happy, fine.
There is literally no plan or a calendar where we're supposed to do this and then do what makes you happy.
Do what makes you happy. I mean, if you want to get married at 25, if you found the right one, fine. If you want to wait until 40, it's fine also.
You want to have babies, you don't want to have children, it's
okay.
Fine.
I mean, there are people who are having 13 children, so if you're not having any, it's okay. Just divide theirs by you.
It's a good plan. True.
So it's okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so excited about this. I get excited when I have young people on Necklace Forum because people think that only old people have wisdom, but in the current time and age, I think young people experience so much that even older people need to listen to. So I'm quite grateful that you had the time to join us here. And I hope to see you again and to see Hijabi.
I hope to bring you to Kwale someday so we can do this in Kwale. Yeah.
When we hear coast Kwale, we will come. So that we can enjoy coconut food.
Exactly. And have some kangas and dress like us for a minute, sit kwenye majamvi. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Welcome.
Yeah. And that's all for today. We had Nzani as our guest, and you've heard about the Hijabi Mentorship Program. You can Google about it, check it out even on Facebook, and know more about it, see how we can support her and the girls in Kwale. And I'm your host, Dr. Zippy Okoth, and until next time, this is Necklace Forum. Do subscribe and like these and watch our other videos. Thank you, and bye-bye.